example, we always rejected the idea of taking interest on loans. Usury, yeah. Now, for Protestants, that's not so much of a problem, because you need to be lending money at interest in a developing economy, and the Catholic Church clarified its position on usury after the end of the Middle Ages. I think it was 1588 thereabouts, or 1585. No, what we said was that the taking of interest is permissible under certain circumstances in I think the 1580s, but there was one, but I can't remember which pope. Yes, it applies. So you can take interest under certain circumstances, but usury is still forbidden. That is, taking unjust interest. Well, the Catholic Church will say its view is the correct view. That is, that taking interest from people who cannot afford interest is an evil. It is a sin. Say, for example, you lend money. Say, for example, we've got these payday loans, Now, they've been very severely restricted a few years ago, but they were lending money to poor people. And I would say that went against our teaching on usury and would be a sin. It need not even be loan sharking, because if you were a payday lender, you're giving people money which, strictly speaking, they can afford to pay back, because they're paying back over a weekly or monthly, and they will pay it back in the end, but the amount of interest will be huge. Yeah, that was usurious, nonetheless. Whether that's usurious or not, I do not know, because it gets very complicated. Right.
So usury must be like, there must be a standard which usury is fixed. Like, this is usury, and this is like 20% is your profit value, for example, acceptable profit. Then over 20.00001% becomes usury, as it were, because the benchmark standard has been set at 20%. If it's 10%, it's 10%. But there must be then some kind of prescriptive level at which usury is an issue for, say, Catholicism relative to Judaism, who are issuing the money lenders, whoever. There must be an exact figure that is like legible in a ledger, as it were, in which it's just brutal fact.
It will depend upon circumstances.
Okay.
Circumstances of the person to whom you're lending money, and then that's the rate of interest that goes with that, and how much they would, because of that rate of interest, have to pay back over what period and how often.
Yeah, and so but somebody has to make a judgment then on whether that is kind of coercive.
It would have to be made, and it would be made where, if somebody, for example, goes to a priest and says, "Look, this is the terms of the loan I've been offered," or maybe if you're a lender, you might go to a priest and say, "These are the terms on which I wish to lend money. Would this be?" And it will be to this person under these circumstances. Would that be usurious? Now, the priest probably wouldn't know, wouldn't have a clue, but in principle, that's what you would do. In principle, that's what you would do, but whether there was anybody you could strictly go to in any particular part of Europe and find out, I'm doubtful, but the principle is there.